Now, Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta has blamed the Ministry of Lands and the National Land Commission for confusion over ownership of a school playground. This comes after violent protests at the school, which saw pupils being tear-gassed. President Kenyatta says the two institutions will be held to account over alleged grabbing of the said land. The president also condemned the police over handling of the protest. Kenyatta says police will also have to answer for the chaos, as well as teachers for putting pupils in harm's way during the protest. The government has given the private contractor 24 hours to clear construction materials from the site, failure to which the government will clear the playground. All right, so to discuss this further, we're now joined in studio by Mercy Chege. She's the director of Childline Kenya, and we also have Bernard Makau, who is a security analyst. Thank you, both of you, for joining us. Mercy, let me begin with you. What's your opinion of the way police handled the situation at the school?
Thank you. I think the force was unnecessary because the children were not armed, they were not violent, and I guess they were just ignorant. So the police should have known better. They should have used other methods. So I think it was quite unnecessary what they did.
Right.
Yeah.
Bernard, coming to you, of course, there's been heavy criticism, of course, directed at the police for tear gassing these protesting children. How should they have handled this situation?
Well, I agree with Mercy. There seemed to have been excessive force being used by the police against the school children. I think a responsible police officer, instead of posting riot-clad police officers to the site, should have possibly gone in advance, well in advance, to the school and ensured that the children will remain under close supervision of their teachers. Maybe have some agreement with them. Possibly post some police officers at the gates to make sure that those who want to picket and protest do not gain access into the school to protest because that was a school day. Then possibly they should have also agreed with the protesters, because this protest was announced well in advance. They should have agreed on an appropriate route or area where that protest would have gone on, not within a school compound on a school day,
right,
and certainly not on the road, blocking other motorists from using the road.
Right. I mean, it was dangerously close to the road. Yes. But Mercy, coming to you, should children be involved in such protests, or did the teachers and the activists cross a red line?
I don't think so. That was so wrong. If adults have their own quarrels, they shouldn't get the children involved. I doubt that the children knew what they were getting involved in. I don't think they were protected in any way.
Right.
So like looking at the TV and also looking at the, all the newspapers and all that, the children who came to the limelight, how are they feeling right now?
Right.
Do they feel like they were doing the right thing? Were they informed of the consequences of what they did? Now the protesters are maybe safely somewhere in their houses. Some children are in hospital. The parents have to incur the medical bills. I don't think that was right. So no matter how much we are aggrieved, I don't think we should bring children to solve our own issues. Looking at those pictures, you could see some of the children were right in front of the protesters. For me, when I saw it, I thought it's like using a child as a human shield when there is crossfire. So
right,
you bring them here so that the police do not see you, but they see the children and they can back off.
Right.
I think that is wrong.
Right. Ben, let me come to you. President Uhuru Kenyatta says police should not have been involved in the playground issue. So does this mean the officers were wrongfully deployed? And if so, who then takes the blame?
Well, I don't think it actually meant that they were wrongly deployed. Without wanting to take words from his own mouth, he probably might have meant the action that the police took there was not the right action for them to have taken. But then police have a duty to maintain law and order. So and this was a likely area where maybe law and order would have broken down, because the protesters had said they would be pushing down the walls anyway. So the police presence was all right. Just the action they took was possibly what the president was referring to, by meaning that it was the wrong action to take.
Right, right. Mercy, what role should teachers, parents and guardians play in the agitation of rights of children?
I think the parents and the teachers and actually here even the Ministry of Education, who own the land, all the land in the schools is under the Ministry of Education, they should follow the law. I think there are legal processes that should be, I don't know whether there's a report that was made at the police station and people are willing to come out as witnesses, because even as we protest, the children should learn from us. If we all take to the streets, what are we telling our children? That we don't know how to solve our problems, that there is no other way other than taking to the streets and violence? I think that is wrong. So the adults, in this case the stakeholders in the school, should actually have shown the children, we are going to protest, but we are going to use the legal mechanisms that are allowed.
Right.
Yeah.
And finally, Ben, coming to you, how is this incident likely to impact the image of the Kenyan police force? Could the force suffer a confidence crisis?
I don't think internally as a service that the police would suffer a confidence crisis from this. After all, this is one of many security issues that have come up of late in the country concerning the police, and we haven't seen them lapse into a confidence crisis. That having been said, internationally, we've seen international media covering this quite extensively. I think there will be a lot of damage, image-wise at least, to the country for having maybe what might be seen as an unprofessional police force. Being that the vision of the Kenya Police Service is to be a world-class service. This goes quite contrary to that, and maybe will damage our image even as a country, not just the police service alone.
Yeah, that's, I mean, I just have to say that's a route I regularly use, you know, on my way home. And it was sad looking at those pictures and seeing the confused children running towards the road. It's a very busy road. So it was obviously some point of concern. Thank you very much for your insights. Bernard Macau joining us. He's a security analyst, and Mercy Chege as well here in studio. Thank you, both of you.